Once, in a quiet village nestled between tall mountains and a dark forest, there lived a young woman named Liora. She had a voice like the song of a gentle stream, and she used it to tell stories to the children of the village. The elders said her words could calm even the angriest hearts, and the little ones begged for her tales every evening. But Liora's gift was also her curse, for the village was ruled by a cruel man named Lord Varyn, who feared anything he could not control. Lord Varyn had no love for stories, especially those that spoke of kindness, courage, or freedom. He wanted the villagers to believe only in his power, and so he ordered his guards to silence Liora. One cold night, they dragged her from her home, and with a sharp knife they cut out her tongue. When the children cried out in horror, Lord Varyn laughed and said, "Let us see how she tells her tales now." Liora was left broken, her mouth filled with pain and silence. The villagers wept, thinking her gift was lost forever. But Liora was not defeated. That night, as she lay beneath the stars, she closed her eyes and whispered without words, calling into the world beyond what men could see. The wind heard her. The sky heard her. And the earth, which had long loved her voice, listened. The next morning, the village awoke to a strange sight. Dark clouds gathered above Lord Varyn's castle, though the rest of the land was bathed in sunlight. A storm brewed, wild and furious, and from the thunder came a voice, not a human voice, but something deeper, older. The villagers gasped as they recognized the rhythm of Liora's stories, woven into the howling winds. Lord Varyn, furious, shouted at the sky, demanding the storm cease. But the winds only grew stronger, and the thunder spoke louder. It told of a greedy king who stole from his people, of a wolf who thought himself a god, of a fire that burned too bright and consumed itself. The villagers who had once trembled before Lord Varyn now stood tall, for they understood. Liora had not been silenced. She had become something greater. The storm raged for 3 days, and with each passing hour, Lord Varyn's power weakened. His guards, frightened by the voice in the wind, abandoned him. The villagers, no longer afraid, refused to obey his orders. On the 3rd night, as the storm reached its peak, lightning struck the highest tower of Lord Varyn's castle, setting it ablaze. He screamed as the flames grew, but no one came to save him. When the storm finally passed, the village was quiet again. The people searched for Liora, but she was nowhere to be found. Some said she had become the wind itself, forever singing her stories to those who would listen. Others claimed she had wandered into the forest, where the trees now whispered her tales to the birds. But the villagers never forgot her. From that day on, whenever dark clouds gathered on the horizon, the children would run outside, their faces turned to the sky, waiting for the voice of the storm. And though Liora never spoke with a human tongue again, her stories lived on, louder and more powerful than ever before. Years later, travelers passing through the village would ask why the people smiled when thunder rolled in the distance. The villagers would simply say, "Listen closely. That is not just a storm, that is Liora, telling us another tale." And so, the girl who had been silenced became the voice of the sky itself, proving that no cruelty could ever truly destroy a story or the one who tells it.